Yes, boys, and welcome back to another Dokkan video. And I told you boys on stream and in like a previous video that this video was gonna come out soon. The should you summon on the new Dragon Ball Heroes banner. Now I definitely needed to get this one out because I know some people have been, a bit like, curious, should they drop on the banner, should they not drop on the banner. I'm here to talk to you about, is it worth it, how's it going to go down, so let's look into this and see if this banner is worth your dragon stones or not. Now the first thing I will do is I will talk about every unit on the banner really quickly, just to let you know exactly how you feel about every single unit. So let's go straight into this and we'll talk about it at the beginning. Okay, I'll talk about not the bad ones first, the kind of the ones that people don't focus on too much. So first of all, Demiga. Demiga is like, he's an okay unit, but I wouldn't say he's great by any means. Fact is, they force you to run a pure crossover category here, where you get 10% per crossover category ally. So you need a full crossover category ally to all the team to work. His attack and defense plus 20 guys. Now he gives extreme class allies keep +3 at defense 30%, but the leader is super. So like obviously you wouldn't you wouldn't get the most out of this passive unless there was a crossover, crossover leader that was extreme. We don't have that. Maybe in the future, it gets more support. Maybe at the moment this guy is nice, but he's not like it's not something you want to be chasing. Next we have the Mirror. Okay, so the Mirror, again, a bit like Demiga, he's not all that, unfortunately. The only saving grace is that he's the one that raises defense infinitely. So, I guess if you're looking for an infinite defense stacker that can fit on like, androids or, time travel, if you're looking for any like certain LGE mission that you have not done, maybe this is your guy. And of course, the chance to perform a critical hit when attacked down is quite good. You'd have to dedicate a rotation to him. Obviously you can make him work with the right rotations, you give him full additionals, but again, not the one people really talking about. We will get to those in a second, but first of all I need to talk about these boys right here, because these are some good units right here. I just want to get to the UR status of these guys, 1 second. But honestly, okay, so these guys together, they share about 5 or 6 links, which trust me, that's a lot of links, boys. Let's see what these do, because so basically the way this works, this guy's the defensive one, this guy is the offensive one. And the way they work basically is, this guy, attack and defense 100%, so he's still doing at least over like 1.4, 1.5 million damage. But he gets additional defense 100% for 5 turns after receiving an attack. Guards all attacks when there's another Dragon Ball Heroes ally on the team, which this guy is. And then, recovers 10% of damage dealt as HP, recovers it. That's stupid. That's stupid. He is actually incredibly defensive. And, I'm not the biggest fan of defensive units. I've talked about this many times. But you know what? I can make an exception for this guy. I feel like I can. And you know what? The leader skill isn't even that bad when you consider like Battlefield or something. I haven't talked about leader skills that much. Maybe I will start talking about them. That could be definitely come in handy. And also this boy, same type of leader skill for extreme AGL, but look at this passive. Attack and defense plus 160%, and then you're always going to have key up, so that doesn't matter, but then you get an additional 60% medium chance of performing a critical hit. It's like, it's ridiculous, honestly. It's legit ridiculous, the strength that these guys have and the synergy. It's a really nice rotation. Honestly, if you have both of these guys, I recommend to try them out. Honestly, they're so fun to use. But now we talk to the big stuff, So, the uses of them now I will talk about. Demon King Deborah, honestly, he's okay in some certain situations. He's an SBR god. He is an actual SBR god, not just a demon god. For high chance of stunning when you face more than one enemy, he reduces the attack and defense, gains an additional 100% defense, and he has a high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. That's 50% chance to dodge. That's UI Goku after the 7 turns. Good, that's really good considering that unit. And Toa is probably one of the best units on the banner. If you ever do drop on this banner, and if you get Toa, that's amazing, because First of all, we don't know how often these banners are going to come out. We don't know if Dragon Ball Heroes is going to do successfully. Hopefully we hit top grossing. If we do, they know to do more. But look at this. Key +3 attack and defense 30% to all allies. All allies. That is amazing. That means for any team she fits on, Peppy Girls, Dragon Ball Seekers, Time Traveler, Sibling Bond, Terrify, she's an option. She is always an option on float. And attack and defense 100% means she's not too squishy. Again, I've said it before, like Supreme Kai of Time. This is like the improved version of Supreme Kai of Time. Now the extreme class allies attack and defense 50% and recovers 50% HP. Only happens once in a blue moon, honestly, but yo, if that does happen, that's going to be insane. That's going to be insane, so definitely keep that in mind. The teams that run full extreme teams will be like Time Travelers, Terrifying Conquerors, you know, stuff like that. Crazy unit, one of the best ones. Now it's time to get into the monkey action and the, you know, the units people are talking about, the units people want. This guy, broken. This guy gets like high 2.5, 2.7s. You know, I will have a, by the way, I am building up towards something. I just want to talk to you about that. I am building up towards something. 2.5, 2.7 millions, really nice. Good support. You know, he's a support unit doing that much damage. Can count as well. Brilliant unit. The best, well, the strongest unit on this whole thing. Like, he can get up to like high 3 millions, close to 4 million. And additional super attack and additional again. Like, this guy is ridiculous when he's rainbowed, insane damage. These two now. So we'll talk about Gohan first. His damage is lacking. His damage is honestly lacking. He gets like 1.6, 1.4 millions, sometimes 1.5. Good link set, but that's about it. I mean, he's just a defensive tank. Hopefully when he gets an awakening, because yeah, he does not have an awakening. If he got an awakening with some attack, he would be broken, but until then, you know, he's just nice to have because he's a collectible unit. And the Super Saiyan strength, or Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, sorry, broken. This bit here performs critical hit when HP is 9% or more. That is ridiculous. And even if you drop under 90%, if you're in 80%, you're still effective against all types. So as long as you're over 80%, going full additional is the way forward on this guy. And this guy is hitting ridiculous amounts of damage, but he's only an SSR or UR, sorry. He can't be a TUR yet. He has not got an awakening. If this guy gets an awakening, man, that's going to break something. That's going to break the game somehow. I don't know what's going on. That is looking crazy. And yeah, that's me talking about all the units. Let me talk to you about should use summon now. The main reason why is that you've heard me talk about all these units now. For every unit except Toa, Toa's an exception. These units are not good if you don't have them rainbowed or double duped. That's the way it works. If you like this guy right here, this guy crazy, you know, gained high to 2.5 million, but that's rainbow. Instead of going for this guy rainbow, say if you're a free-to-play player, if say, look at this, by the way, you know, let me just have a look. These are the normal Dokkan festivals. Now say if the stones it would take for you to rainbow this guy, like fully rainbow it, you got one copy of the Int Super Saiyan 2 Goku. This guy probably will do more damage. Honestly, this guy will probably do more damage than this guy double dupe, triple dupe, because you know this guy is insane. You know, when he gets a Super Saiyan 3 transformation, you know, don't sleep on Dokkan Fest. Dokkan Fest can do stupid amounts of damage, which makes a big difference. Like for another instance, this Gotenks has been known to hit like over 3 million when he transforms to Super Saiyan 3. Over 3 million. Now, Broly can do that amount of damage. Rainbow, you know, so double dupe Broly, yeah, he can do the same amount of damage as this guy. No dupe. So again, if you, because remember, say if you just do 2 multis on the banner. Say if you do 2 multis, you end up with, I don't know, say if you end up getting a Gohan, a Mirror, and a Black Mass Saiyan. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. These guys are manageable when they're Rainbow Star. Anything else, I feel like it's not worth you boys dropping your stones on. So this means, unless you're like really in love with the Super Saiyan 4s or the Dragon Ball Heroes, and if you're not investing heavy stones, it's usually not worth it. If you're doing like 4 or 5 multis, you're not going to get the best out of this banner, I'm telling you now. You will get some cool ass units, honestly, you will get some cool ass units. Like maybe you get like the Super Saiyan Strength Bardock, or maybe you get like, you know, maybe you get the Demon King Demon God the Bullseye or Toa, which is nice, or Super Saiyan 4 Broly, but without dupes you won't be using these guys. Like, you will use them a little bit, you may SA10 them, but for like in the future, if they haven't got dupes, if they can't stand up to the units you got on the side, you won't use them. These guys, when they're not duped, they fall to like normal old EZA units. Like Tech Cell, for instance, is probably better than these guys without dupes. Because of that, I feel like, as I said before, if you're on the fence about it, it's best to not dive in. It's best to not dive in. Because remember as well, boys, blue coins over here. Blue coins. Now, for a person like me, that's good. Because, you know, I could always use the type supports. The type supports are really rare. But for you guys, majority of you guys, you're going to need those red coins to get, you know, I mean, this guy, you know, this guy's coming out. That's crazy. But this guy's also available for 500 red coins when he comes out next time. Which means, you know, you don't want to be stacking up all these blue coins unless you're definitely dedicated to getting those type supports, which I cannot recommend to many of you. This guy's obviously worth it more for you guys. So it's best to watch out what you'll do with your Dragon Stones. Now, also, there is something I haven't talked about because there is the other cards. Oh no, big stuff now here. Because you also have access to these cards that could be unfeatured on the banner. This has some great picks like the Goku family support and Vegeta family support. Key +2 attack and defense 30%. Have not had their awakenings yet though. This one infinitely raises attack, infinitely raises defense. You know, always a nice unit. Have not got their awakenings yet though. Will do one day. Sealess is a crazy cool character. Looks really cool, of course. Look at it. Look at it. Crazy coolness. I couldn't pull him. I put like 1,600, 1,700 stones in the banner. Could not get one of this guy. I think if I look here, I ended up getting. I got this guy. He is a Super Saiyan LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku's best linking partner, but Goku doesn't work on that team anymore, so I guess that's kind of redundant now. This guy, insane support. This guy's definitely worth going for. You know, if you do get him, it's really nice for you. Great, good support. Supreme Kai of Time is just like a weaker version of Toa, but hey, still a good version, because remember there's some teams you can't put Toa on that you can put this unit on, like Realm of Gods and stuff like that, so definitely a good unit, but these are really rare to get, so I cannot say if you don't dive in this banner expecting to get like, you know, one of these units. You can't really definitely go for that. So with that being said, that is the way I feel about this banner, is that like, if you were gonna go hard on it, you gotta go hard on it to make it count. Because like, if you go only like 300 stones, 200 stones, you're not gonna use the units you pull without them being heavily duped, and you may have to wait like quite a few months, maybe another year, until we see a banner come again. And you know, that's the way it works. I mean, if you do like 2 multis and somehow you get the Toa, then yes, you kind of won Dokkan right there, because this is a broken support. It doesn't matter how much dupes you have in her, she'll always give the same passive, the Key +3 attack and defense 30%. So with that, you kind of win. But if you end up pulling a Super Saiyan 4 Broly, you know, you ain't got a dupe in him. You know, you ain't got that high. You know, you don't get that big crit chance. He's doing low damage. What are you really gonna put him on a team? Probably not. You're probably gonna still SA10 him, try him out. Yeah, he's fun, but then you got some difficult event. You ain't gonna take the guy with no dupes. That's the way it works, and it's not like you can pull, like you can't pull dupes from like other random banners. No, this guy is like once a year, twice a year maybe if we're lucky. So you can't pull, like, if you say for instance of this guy, say if I drop some big stones, boys. I ended up pulling this guy. Yeah, he's okay, he's okay. Not the best, you know. I'll put some stones in, like 300 stones, 400 stones. Say if I got him. Next banner comes out in a few months' time. You know, a few months' time. He's featured. I somehow get a copy. That's a dupe in him. That's good. But so that means it's worthwhile pulling the first one. That doesn't work with these guys. You'll have to wait way longer to see these guys back on the banner than, you know, any regular Dokkan Fest, unfortunately. And that is it, boys. So that's the way I feel about the banners. Obviously, you may feel a bit differently. You may feel like this is a must summon, and which is great. Just hopefully you put enough stones in to make sure it's worthwhile. Make sure it's worthwhile. And that is the end of the video. This has been Kizan, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you definitely have, definitely hit that subscribe button. and I will catch you on the next video, which will probably be like another showcase of one of these amazing units. I'll catch you next time. I'm gonna bounce out now in a bit, dudes.